Audrey, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Our pleasure. When did you first realize you wanted to be a writer?
I was 9 years old, and my grandfather let me sit at his big desk. It was a very special moment, and he gave me some paper and he said, "Let's see what you can do." And I wrote 12 pages. It was my first story, and it was called A Weird Basket. And he swore that it was prize winning. It was not, but it was a lot of fun. So I kept writing from then on.
Oh, that sounds fun. What inspired you to write the books you have recently written, and can you tell us about it?
I really like fiction, just making things up. When I was working in retail, I would get really bored, and so I would just stand there and daydream, and I thought some of these things would be really fun to write about, so I started writing about them. One of my favorite ideas was about zombies. I was thinking, what if a zombie outbreak happened right now? Where would I go? What would I do? So I wrote my first novel, A Dead Kind of Life, and it kind of grew from there, and I just stuck with the sci-fi genre. My most recent book is about vampires, which is new for me, but it was so much fun because with vampires you can do whatever you want. I mean, you can make the rules up, and I think that was the best part.
That's great. Now, what was one of the most surprising things you learned while creating your books?
Oh, wow. The most surprising thing about creating my own books is how much work it is. You read a novel, and if it's a really good book, you might get through it in a day, 2 days, 3 days, and that might be the culmination of years worth of work by the author. And I didn't realize that until I started writing myself. My first book took, I want to say 3 years to write, and then I had another book that took me 7 years to write, and my best friend said that she read it in 1 day, which is a huge compliment to me, but it just made me realize how much work goes into something that is hopefully so good that you can be done with it in the span of, a couple of days.
Right. Now, do you have any suggestions for others to help them become better writers?
Write a little bit every day. I really enjoy writing, but every writer will tell you that there are periods where you get overwhelmed by the ideas, you don't know where to start, you're tired from the rest of life. Even if you only write one sentence, write something every day. A lot of times that sentence will turn into 2 sentences or a paragraph or 2 pages or 2 chapters. You just have to start. So sit down, write 1 sentence, and let it go from there. And if all you write is 1 sentence, that's okay. You wrote today. That's it. That's all it takes.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Our pleasure.